Okay, so this is a poem I wrote based on a prompt from CLOG, who asked, "Do you have any ideas on what makes a house or a place a home?" It's there in the basement of a rickety building that used to be a house and is now office space on a quietly bustling campus in the middle of a town that forgets it houses a college. It's there in the rough-hewn stone walls and flickering fluorescent lights, too cold in the winter and too hot in the summer. It's there in the thrift store couches separating the research area from the working area. It's there in the long hallway full of dusting over plaques and the makeshift bookshelves holding jumbles of trophies from tournaments so long ago even the coach barely remembers them. It's there, in the junky pool table we learned to call the pocket on, in the stacks of papers and magazines and eclectically collected writing utensils, in the office chair we cede to seniority's backside. It's there, though you wouldn't see it if you weren't looking for it, and when it finds you, it almost always takes you by surprise. It's there, in the hordes of students who traipse through the door, over the staircase that lead to nowhere any more, in the laughter and the ghost stories they tell about the creaking of a settling manse. It's there, in the tears and frustration of students learning English as their third or fourth language, trying to figure out how to compete in a tongue with which they are unfamiliar at best. It's there, in the open door policy that leads to an office decorated with World War I propaganda, a few paintings, and a diploma from a forgotten institution. It's there, in the heap of stopwatches left on the bus and dropped onto the podium to be picked up when real life has resumed. It's there, in the triumphant dance parties that spontaneously erupt on learning that someone has qualified for nationals or just aced a test for a really difficult class. It's there, and you wouldn't hear it if you didn't listen for it, and when it finds you, it almost always takes you by surprise. It's home, away from home, a rare spot of safety. It's that place where you know you can always go back and someone will always be happy to see you, even if the rest of the world is desperate for you to be gone. It's home, the Ellis Island of the college world, taking you just as you are, wrapping you with love, and teaching you to find yourself through the maze that is coming of age in an age where the most important things are yet to come. It's home. It's home. And when you sit there, quiet, for just a moment, you can forget about all the things that drag you down just outside the door, and for just a moment you can be at peace. And more than any other place, this classroom will be home.